Hello there. I have just acquired two Apidura saddle packs. One is a Rapha bag and the other is by Apidura Direct. Rapha has kind of co-produced the saddle pack with Apidura, whereas the one on the right here is the Apidura Dry. And so there's some distinct differences between the two packs. Why Apidura? Well, I've always kind of gone for the higher end gear in the market. So I kind of wear Arctrex jackets and gear for hiking and so forth. I'm always kind of thinking of the best technology for what I want to do. And so I have looked at Apidura as kind of one of the market leading products. And also the first one I looked at was the Rapha Apidura, which one of my friends has, and the bag is pretty beautiful. It's a beautiful colours, classic kind of Rapha colours, big pink internal area. It's kind of a nylon-y type material. You'd have to check exactly what it is, and it's water resistant. It's not waterproof, and not many saddle packs are that I've ever seen, but it's water resistant, and I could tell that this material will keep the water off. There are some issues, I think, in terms of it actually being waterproof. These seams here, stitch seams, intensive rain would probably start getting into the bag. Most people use kind of internal bags, like waterproof bags, to keep their gear dry. It's got a 3-point attachment system, and it's got a single point for the seat post there. A couple of different lighting points. Obviously, as you wrap it up, you'd use this top lighting point for your rear light, and then as you roll it out, maybe you've got more gear in there, you might use this second point. And it's got a grab and go bungee system. So here is the Apidura Dry. This is the 14 litre version. I think it comes in 11 litres as well. It's very similar style to the other Apiduras, like this Rapha one here. But critically, there are a couple of differences. One is the seams. Right, so here you've got a sewn seam. These are kind of glued seams. They are totally waterproof, and also the material is different. This is, like I say, it's kind of a nylon based material inside and out. Here you've got a rubberized type material that's I don't know if you can pick that up on the camera there, but there's a kind of sheen to it, and it goes all the way through. And there is definitely kind of a waterproof protection all the way through the entire bag, and no water is going to get through any of these seams. It's also got a 2-point attachment system to the seat post. I've got an aero seat post, so I'm more looking for something that's going to secure most tightly. If I've got 2 points, fantastic. Kind of give a bit of extra strength, so hopefully have less rocking around. Also, this material is reflective. The Rapha bag has some fantastic kind of brazen colours on it. Whereas the Apidura Dry has this kind of reflective material, so all the grey area all lights up against car lights. So that's a really important feature as well for me. Similar price points. Like I say, this one's slightly lighter than this bag. Which one would I go for? I'm going to go for the Apidura Dry, just because I like to kind of grab my gear, throw it in. I'm not the most organised guy, so I'm just going to kind of chuck stuff in and ride. And if it starts raining, which it probably will in the northern hemisphere here, I just want to be kind of ensure that my gear is dry and don't really want to stop, and I want to be confident that it's going to do that. So would I have that same confidence with the Rapha one? I think if I had an internal dry bag, yes, but I don't want all that faff. I just want to probably have something that's going to allow me to go. So the Apidura Dry, I think, wins out on that front. Okay, so I've attached the Apidura Dry. and it's looking pretty good. The bike's been out, and it's pretty well attached. It doesn't move around too much. The 2 attachment points seem to be working pretty well, and all in all, the bag's been pretty solid. There's a few items in there to try and simulate a kind of overnight trip, maybe a longer trip, to try and give you a sense of the size, the scale. The lighting points I have to play around with because it's not sitting as I'd like it to, but all in all, pretty pleased. It is middle of winter here, and it's starting to to rain and snow, so I'm going to get all this packed away now, but hopefully this helps you get a feel of what the bag looks like in terms of its positioning. So on reflection, between the Rapha Apidura saddle pack and the Apidura Dry 14 litre, my choice is going to be with the Apidura Dry. I think it's got the extra space I need. I like the reflective panel. I also like this kind of 2-point area for attachment, give a bit more stability. But I think critically for me is that it's going to say super waterproof.